Here we are today in my home office upstairs. As you come up the stairs, you are greeted by a Dave Archer print. And as you continue up the stairs, another Dave Archer print. And then on over to my desk area where I work from home at times. Again, a Dave Archer print. And we also have some Star Trek paraphernalia. I'm a huge Star Trek fan and Star Wars fan for that matter too, but always have been more on the space side of the equation. But I'm also a numbers guy. Being a numbers guy, I do have the $1 million bill, but on the more real side, we have an 1899, excuse me, silver certificate. And yes, a Stan Lee Media, an actual Stan Lee Media stock certificate. Apologize for the quality, but I am not a videographer by no way, shape, or form or means. But here in my sanctum sanctorum, if you will, I also have my pictures of my sons and my homage to my sons, and some more Dave Archer prints. And here we have an original Dave Archer, and then another Dave Archer print over there. But there's this gigantic door here. What's behind the door? Starting up here, we have Hellstorm, Prince of Lies #1 in 4 different versions. We have a manufacturer aired inside out cover. We have a 9.9 graded, which is the single highest graded. We also have a witness signature and a verified signature. I love this verified signature because you can barely tell that it's actually signed by the artist right there. So you really see and can appreciate the cover. Besides there, we have the complete series of Deathmate, starting from the tour book to a single highest graded 10.0 Deathmate preview from Advance Comics. And we also have the Comic Defense System preview and the glued in previews from Preview Comic, or previews, and then the more standard loose preview. Besides that, we have the complete set of Prologue in gold and silver, and the same thing with the black and the gold, and then the blue and the gold, and the yellow and the gold, the red and the gold, and the Prologue and the gold version. All of these but one I'm the original owner of. Continuing on, we have that was pulled out of the same Advanced Comics previews as the Diamond Distributors preview as the orange. We also have Plasm Zero. Now there are, for the most part, what you would see is the Plasm Zero with a 1 staple version that are graded. Not too many people were nuts enough to try to extract one from a bound book. I am, as you can probably imagine, also a Valiant fan, so I have the Unity Red. Coming on over here, we have my first signed comic ever, which was Marvel Fanfare, signed by Michael Golden inside at the time that it was published. Fantastic Four #50, and then a couple of other of my favorite Silver Surfer covers. Obviously Silver Surfer 1, Silver Surfer 1 one-shot, and the Silver Surfer Black by Yoon. And again, original owner on these, King Conan and Rom. Continuing on with the Silver Surfer theme, we have the What If. Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet. Silver Surfer Best Defense, and Silver Surfer Galactus Coming. Somewhat of a Kirby fan also, so had to have Machine Man. And before Youngblood, there was an appearance of Youngblood in Megaton Explosion from back in 1987. Going back over to the more mainstream stuff, we have 9.8 collection of Marvel Masterpieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And number 2, happens to be a newsstand version. Spawn next to a 9.9, not one, but 2 9.9 Wildcats. These are the only 2 in existence, none graded higher, and no others graded 9.9 by CGC either. And we have the 9.8 gold. And we have Alpha Flight, number 1. And while I do have the Omega Men collection, I have my favorite, which is the first appearance of Lobo, along with a 9.9. Marvel and DC, X-Men versus New Teen Titans. Going back to the sci-fi and fantasy theme, we have Dragon Slayer, number 1. Number 2, we have the Valiant Dark Horse Predator versus Magnus Robot Fighter, number 1 and number 2. And going back to my sci-fi theme, Babylon 5, number 1, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Tech World by William Shatner in a 9.9, single highest graded once again. Also over here, we have not a 9.9 giant size X-Men, but we have a 9.9 lenticular Spirits of Vengeance, number 1, which once I get my giant size X-Men back from CBCS, it will go next to that, of course. Again, I am a Valiant fan, so I do have Harbinger number 1 in 9.8. And a Harbinger Children of the 8th Day with the more rare blue logo in a 9.8. Finally, we have the Star Wars collection. I did recently pick up this nice looking copy of Star Wars, which was an upgrade to my original Star Wars book, which was a 9.4 because it was one of my first comics and I didn't quite know how to handle them. But I am the original owner of this annual, King Size Annual Star Wars, number 1. Then we have the original 12-back action figure variants, Luke and Leia, Vader. I have to get rid of this. This is just not right. And Obi-Wan. We have Han, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, Death Star Commander, Star Destroyer Commander, and we have Jawa. Again, I have to get that in CBCS. And we have the Sand Person, or Tusken Raider, and we have, of course, there is the Stormtrooper. So those are the original 12, but how could I pass up on Boba Fett? And perhaps at some day I'll probably pick up a Yoda too, but I will keep it at that. And that's it. Once I get my complete set, once I complete the set of the very first appearances of Silver Surfer coming from Fantastic Four number 48, all the way through to Silver Surfer number 18, those will replace these up here and probably most of this shelf too. And there you have it.